Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you coming back for another video. Today I thought I would steer a little bit away from tattoos and talk about something else that people ask me quite a bit about, is piercings, which you can see I have quite a bit. So yeah, I think we'll dive right into it today. I've brought my mirror along again, so it's easier for me to kind of talk through as I'm sitting here, so I remember everything that I have. Essentially, I've been getting piercings or like body mods. I think I started, I think I was about 13 when I started stretching my ears, and I think I got my first piercing, which was one of my nostril piercings. I don't recall which side. I think I was around the same age, like 13, 14, so. And then it's obviously just progressed since then. So, yeah, my first piercing was my nostril. They pierced it with a hoop at the time, and probably not the best idea, but I wasn't very educated in piercings and stuff like that back then. So, but yeah, I've just been kind of building on from there. And yeah, I'll take you. Here's a little bit of a closer look of my setup. And I'll kind of just start from the top, I think, and kind of work my way down. I get asked a lot about these. They are dermal implants, and they are above my eyebrows here. I would give them a 1 on the pain scale. Not sure why. You think it would be pretty hard to get because they like essentially punch a piece of your skin out of your face. But I don't know if it's to do with, I have Botox in my forehead. I'm not sure if that has to do with the fact that it didn't really hurt, but it felt like pretty much just kind of like pressure, like she was kind of like just like pressing on my forehead kind of a thing. The healing was easy, the easiest thing I've ever healed so far, for sure. All I did for healing essentially was just keep it clean. I don't wear like face makeup or anything like that, but if you wear face makeup, like foundation and stuff, just avoid that area because it kind of can get like stuck underneath the plate. I believe these are pierced with a 14 gauge, and the jewelry just like sits under your skin, essentially. It's kind of like, has like a foot on it, and she kind of like slips it under your skin, and then, you know, just kind of heals around it. So pretty much all I did was saline spray it, and that's it. At nighttime, I've had them for about a year, I believe, and I still, on occasion, sleep with Band-Aids on them, just to keep them flat, to keep me from like scratching at them or whatever. But for definitely the first 6 months, I think I slept with the Band-Aids on every single night religiously. And I do believe that that played a huge part in how flat they are. Dermals are long-term temporary tattoos, not tattoos, piercings they call them, because they typically aren't like a forever thing, but some people have had them for 15, 20 years. So just depends on your body, how you take care of them and everything. I used to also have dermals down my chest back in the day, and those I ripped them out like by accident. Like I think I only had them for like a month or two, and then they did leave some hefty scars, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm now tattooed over it, so you can't really see. But yeah, love a dermal. I think they're super cute. I just have like plain silver discs on them. And yeah, so now I'm gonna move down to my bridge, which I've had for about 6 years. Yes, because I believe I got it right, it was like during COVID, or like, I don't know, maybe it was 5 years ago. But yeah, it's pierced with a 14 gauge. I have like these little 3mm spikes currently in them, and like a little chain. Love it. Very, very cute. It was a hard heal, I'm not gonna lie. The bridge was probably the worst healing piercing that I've ever had. It was very difficult. For about a year, I struggled with bumps on both sides. I had to downsize and upsize quite a bit. I don't think it got pierced at the time with the best quality jewelry, so I'm not sure if that played a role in it. But yeah, it was rough. The only thing that I learned from that piercing essentially was to keep your piercings dry when you're healing them. I didn't realize that. I kind of was just like spraying with saline and just like going about my day, but I guess the moisture like creates bumps, and it's not very good for the healing process. So my way I heal every other piercing is I just spray it with saline, and I use my hair dryer like on a low setting on hot, and just to make sure it's like totally dry. But yeah, was a rough heal. Not sure if it had to do with jewelry or whatever, but I love it. I can't picture my face without it. So yeah. What else? Oh, then my high nostrils. So, yeah, I'll take you a little bit closer, just one sec. So yeah, my high nostrils are next on my face, I suppose. And they were extremely painful. Like 10 out of 10, very, very painful. Would not love to do it again, that's for sure. It was very difficult. I swelled quite a bit. My nose was like massive. I had like a bit of a black eye for a little bit. Yeah, it was very difficult. I started with like huge long bars, so I kind of had like this antenna look sticking out of my face. So that was really funny looking and not great for like washing your face. I found I was catching it on a lot. I think I've had my high nostrils pierced for about 9 years now, so it's been a minute. Definitely one of my favorites. I love my high nostrils, but every time even that I get them changed, my current piercer that I go to, we always are like, it's such like a headache because they're very high up. My nose is very small. It hurts. I have one that's like not pierced the greatest, so it's a little bit difficult, but I love them. I just currently have like little 3mm threadless spikes in them as well, and this like 2-tiered chain. Everything I have in my face right now is titanium, implant grade titanium. I recently just made the switch back to titanium. I had a whole face of gold, and then in the way that I am, I have to change things every year, or I'm strange, so. But yeah, love them. 10 out of 10 for pain. Oh, also the bridge was, I forgot to mention the pain scale on that, maybe a 1. Very not bad at all. Moving down, I have my nostril piercings. Right now I have stretched them slightly, but I'm not going to stretch them anymore. I just liked a little bit of a chunkier ring in them. I have 14 gauge 6mm hoops in my nose currently. I have 4, 2 on each side, and they're probably my oldest piercings. I've had them, oh my god, I think I've had the 4 nostril piercings since high school, so I think it's gotta be, oh my god, I'm old. Long time, over 15 years. I've had them. Pain scale, I don't even really remember, but I wouldn't think it was that horrible if I've gotten 4 of them, so it couldn't have been that bad. But yeah, love them. Love the chunky jewelry that I have in them currently. And I do prefer a tighter type hoop because I like it snug to my nose. Moving down on my nose, I have my forward facing nostril piercings, people call them mantis piercings as well, but I believe they're just forward facing nostrils. So if the lighting kind of goes in and out. I've had them done for about 1.5 years now. I kind of like went back and forth for a while about thinking about getting them, and then I finally did, and I love them. They're very, very cute. I have just like a little tri-bead in them currently. Pain scale, I would give them, I don't know, maybe a 7, a little bit uncomfortable because of like the clasp, and like she was kind of pulling on my nose because you have to get the right angle and stuff. But other than that, they're pretty simple to get. The healing, I believe I had a bump forming on the one for a little bit, I think just because I kept knocking it because the jewelry was a little bit long to begin with. My dog is full out snoring. weenie. But yeah, the one had a bump on it, but once it was downsized, didn't have an issue with it after that. So love them, highly recommend. I think they're very cute. You can kind of put like different jewelry in them, and I love them. Moving down, my septum setup. So I have a septum piercing, which is its own entity at the front of my nose. I also got that, I believe, around 2 years ago. It's pierced through the cartilage, because that's just how your nose anatomy is. Like, you only have so much of that soft area, the sweet spot or whatever they call it for your septum. So it was pierced through the cartilage, which people like always freak out about, but I didn't find it that painful, and I'm honestly not tough. So yeah, I didn't think it was that bad. The healing was easy. I find septums to be the best and easiest piercing to heal ever. That's why I've kept stretching them. That's why I've gotten two. They're just very, very easy piercings, I think, to get. So yeah, just sprayed it with saline and like called her a day. I kind of left it. I had the same gold hoop that I got pierced with it until recently. I just switched everything, so it's easy to change. I love it. And then behind it, I have my stretch septum, which I change up quite a bit. Technically, it's a 2 gauge. I've stretched it to a 2 gauge. Right now I have a 4 gauge 12 millimeter diameter like clicker in it. Essentially I just wear like a silicone, I forget what they're called, a silicone tunnel, I suppose, in the actual hole itself, and then I just kind of like switch up the jewelry that way, because I want it to be able to keep that 2 gauge shape and size, so I can just like wear whatever. I had like a septum stack for a while when I had my gold jewelry, and I do really love the look of that. But I haven't worn a large ring in a long time, but I recently just been kind of like playing around with it, and I do really like it, and I do really like the way that it looks. The only thing that I don't like about the large ring is that it kind of gets in the way of my vertical philtrum, which we'll talk about in a second. I get a lot of questions about stretching my septum and like how I went about doing it. Probably didn't do it the best way. I definitely rushed, I think, with it. I think I started stretching it during COVID, so it was just like, I need like that instant serotonin boost. I need to change something, and I couldn't get tattooed. I couldn't do whatever, so I think I was just ordering shit on Amazon and stretching it with tapers, which is not the way to do it. I think when I got to that 2 gauge size, I definitely think I blew it out slightly. I think it hurt for like, I'm not even exaggerating. I think it hurt for 4 months. I couldn't really even touch the tip of my nose. So don't do that. I definitely suggest just either taping it slightly a little bit, like every month, or just wearing heavy jewelry. It's like how I've done my ears. I just wear heavy jewelry, and you can just gradually size up that way. But I typically don't have a ton of patience, so don't do as I do as I say, because it was very painful, and I definitely regretted it. Like stretching it in that way. I don't regret stretching my septum. But yeah, this is my goal size. I'm not going to be going any larger. I think that traumatized me, actually, like how painful it was, that last stretch. So yeah, the nose is done. I know I have a lot going on in the middle of my face, so I'm done. I definitely think I'm done with, especially piercing my nose. So moving down, I have my vertical philtrum pierced, which I got about, I think I got it in October. I don't know, 7 months ago or something like that, 6 months ago. But yeah, it's, I love it. It was definitely a difficult piercing to heal. It caused me a lot of grief. I have lip filler. I haven't gotten lip filler in like 2 years. So this is just what I'm sitting at. I won't get lip filler again. And I think that's why I like decided to finally get my lips pierced, because like I've had like snake bites like back in the day, but like something through my lip. Piercings that go into my mouth, I avoid. I don't have the best teeth, so it always scares me, like biting down on metal and stuff like that. So everything that I have is vertical on the outside. So it's pierced with a 16 gauge curved barbell. We started out with a very long barbell. I don't recall the length exactly. Definitely a lot of room, but I woke up in the morning. It was kind of like a thing that me and my piercer were like, well, we can try it. It might swell. It might be insane to heal because of your lip filler. Like, piercing through lip filler isn't the greatest idea. Just because the swelling is really, like, unpredictable, I guess you could say. So, but at this point, I think I'm a person who's experienced in piercing, like getting piercings and healing piercings and such. So my piercer was like, well, we can try it. Like, she's the best. I'll link her down below as well. Her name is Anna from Skintricate Tattoo in Mississauga. I love her. I've been going to her for, I don't know, probably 5 years now. So she's great. She'll be my piercer for the rest of my life, and love. But yes, it was definitely like a let's see what happens kind of a thing. And I probably drove her absolutely insane because I was messaging her constantly, being afraid because it just was sinking into my lip, and I could not find a longer bar, just because it's like unheard of that you'd have like this crazy long bar in your lip, because people's lips usually aren't this big. But yes, at the end, it was okay. I have tried threadless jewelry in it. Do not like. Very annoying. So I have internally threaded jewelry in it currently. I just have like a hammered little flat 5mm disc, I believe. And a 4mm ball on the bottom. But I also use a flat disc as well, and it kind of gives just like that illusion that I just have like a philtrum, because you don't really see the bottom disc. So yeah, healing, 0 out of 10. Very difficult for me, at least. It was a very stressful time. But after it's been healed, it's been fine. Like, I can move it around. I can wear lip gloss. I can wear lip chap. I can do whatever. It's not an issue. But the healing, it was probably a little touch and go for about 2 months. And then I also have my vertical labret pierced. I also just have a little flat hammered disc, but this one's a 4mm. And then I have a little 3mm spike on the bottom, also internally threaded. I always get internally threaded. Externally threaded is garbage. I stand on that hill. So vertical labret was easy to heal. I did not have an issue. I started with a very long bar. It was great. I think I have like a 6mm bar in here right in my lip currently. It's also a curved barbell, 16 gauge. But honestly, I think I could go even lower to a 5mm, but it's more of a custom size. So I just kind of been chilling with this because I like it to be very tight to my lip and not have movement and stuff, because then you tend to be playing with it, and I don't like that. But yeah, healing was a breeze. Sprayed it with saline. People said not to put lip chap on for a while. I think I started using like Aquaphor after like a couple days, because your lips do get quite dry, just from healing and like swelling and stuff like that. But easy piercing. I forget I have it. It's great. And yeah, it felt, I think I could downsize quite soon after I got it. So very great piercing. Love it. Highly suggest to get it, definitely. What else? My ears, I guess, what we're moving on to next. So in both ears, I have the same things going on, except for this ear. I have, I always forget what this one's called. Is it a rook? I have a little hoop, 6mm hoop in my rook. That one was very hard to heal. I don't like getting ear piercings in anymore. I got them a lot in high school. I've taken a lot out. Just cartilage piercings just aren't fun for me. That's why I prefer to just tattoo my ears. So yeah, was not a fan. Brought you a little bit closer so maybe you can see a little bit better. So yeah, I've got the rook, and then I just have my conch pierced. I have them in both ears. I have a little small dagger in it currently. It's just like a labret post backing, and then I also have my second and third holes pierced, and I've kind of like put a few hoops in the one. I like a kind of a stacked vibe. And yeah, I've got the same going on in this ear, just minus the rook. I just have some little simple hoops, which I really like. But yeah, the hoop, the third and whatever second piercings in my ears, easy to heal. I didn't have any issues with those. Good to go. The conch, I got both of them done in high school, and they were difficult. They definitely like traumatized me. I couldn't sleep on either of them for like 2 years. Like, it was not a good time, and I definitely probably had the wrong jewelry in it. The bar was way too long. I wasn't like cautious about what I was doing. Like, I don't know. So might have been my fault. Not sure. I just felt like it took a very long time to heal, but I didn't want to like give up on them because I did really, really love the look of them. But now they're good. They're like 16 years old, so no issues there. But yeah, the next thing that people probably ask me a lot about is my stretched ears. They are 38 millimeters currently. My goal size was always 42 millimeters, but I have so many pairs of plugs because I work a lot with jewelry companies and plug companies and stuff, so I'm kind of like, oh, I'm like stuck at this size because I feel bad. I don't know what I would do with all of them. I think I have like 50 pairs. Like, it's nuts. So I'm very grateful for, but it's like, I don't want to go larger and then just have like no plugs to wear. So even though in reality I pretty much only wear like silicone tunnels most of the time. I believe I got my ears pierced, I think when I was like 6 at like Claire's or whatever. Not a good thing to do. But anyways, everyone was doing that in the 90s and no one really thought about doing anything else. So they healed fine, and I think I started stretching them when I was 13 against my mother's will. So I would wear like my hair down all the time, and like I wore like tapers, like the long tapers in my ear as jewelry, which is like not a good idea. It was very like, that time, like the scene days and all that, was like very uneducated in like what we should be doing for piercings. I think I stretched my ears with pencils. Like, I would wear marker caps that I would like cut. Like, it was like, I don't know, like it was, if anyone remembers that time, it was a good time, but also just like insane. Like, I don't know how my ears like even are on my head at this point, because I was just so crazy about it. Like, I recall when I stretched very fast up until 7/8, and then I stayed at the size 7/8, I think, for 10 years. Like, and then once again, during COVID, I was bored. So I was like, I need to go larger. So somehow got to this size. But I recall when I went to the 7/8 size, I went to a piercing shop and they just like shoved these massive tapers through my ears, just lubed them up, shoved them through. I've never had such pain in my life. I was bleeding all the way down my neck. Like, they ripped them. Like, it was like very bad. But like, I just lived my life. I was like, okay. And like, they healed fine. I don't know how I didn't get a blowout. Like, I definitely ripped them. I don't even know if I cleaned them. I don't know. I was unhinged. So, but I digress, and somehow they are fine. A lot of the times people are like, oh, are your ears, you know, they're very healthy. To me, I think the thing that's kept them the healthiest is definitely wearing high quality jewelry, like in the larger sizes. This is like a really high quality silicone. I believe these ones are from Urban Body Jewelry. It's like that Chaos brand or something like that. So high quality silicone if you're going to wear silicone. I know people tend to want to stray away from it, but at larger sizes, it's very heavy. to wear anything except silicone or like wood, and I just don't love the look of wood on me personally. I only wear them sometimes. So yeah, I think I sleep with my plugs out every night, and I definitely sometimes will like just not wear them for like half a day. I think that keeps like the blood flow good. I massage them and wash them in the shower. When they're dry, I use jojoba oil. And that's pretty much it. I have small ears to begin with. That's one reason why I started stretching my ears, because I was like, I don't know, it was a weird thing people used to make fun of me for. I have like very small ears. Like the lobe was tiny. I don't even know how, I guess just because it's taken me so long stretching up, that time was on my side that I was able to get them this large. But yeah, my lobes were very tiny before they were stretched. So with patience, I think anything is possible. But yeah, I love them. I will never get them sewed up. It's one thing that is such a part of me. I will be 80 with the stretched ears. I don't care. It's literally me. I would feel so weird if these are not here. I love them. Maybe as I get older, maybe I'll take them out and make them a little bit smaller, but I will never get rid of them. I don't care. I'm going to be 80 in the old age home with like crazy face tats and like saggy ears, and I just won't care. So I think that's it for my face. The only other body piercing that I have is my belly button, which I originally had it pierced. I've had it pierced 3 times with the traditional belly button in the center, and each time it's grown out in like 2 years, and it's never been like hard heal or anything like that. It just tends to grow out even if it's pierced very deep. Not sure if it's just my anatomy or what. Wee, are you snoring? But I don't know, the center one just doesn't work for me. So recently, my piercer, I was like, I'm thinking of something different and cool, and it's very like emo girl 2007 to me, and I'll show you in a second, but I got 2 vertical belly button piercings, and I absolutely love the look of it. I think it's super sick. It's been healing great. Was a 2 to get pierced, essentially, like very pain-free. I don't think belly button piercings are ever very painful. Little pinch and like, you know, it's kind of awkward because she's there. But 10 out of 10 would recommend. All I've been doing for healing is same sterile saline spray, and then blow drying it with my hair dryer after the shower or after I spray it. But I will show it to you in a second. But yeah, here's the piercings. They're just 2 little simple barbells. I think they have 4mm balls on the end, internally threaded. Love them. They're not painful at all. The first couple days were obviously a little bit sensitive and, you know, could get caught on stuff. That's why it sometimes is a little red, but it's not an issue, and you can kind of see that the hole that I had from the original piercing in the middle always kind of looked red, even though it wasn't inflamed or anything like that. So I think that's just my skin, to be honest. I have sensitive skin, but love it. Very cool, very different. I originally asked for a bottom navel piercing, but I unfortunately do not have the anatomy, and my piercer was like, yeah, can't do that because it would just grow out in 2 seconds. So love it very much. And I guess the one last thing I'm going to touch on is just piercings that I've had and then retired, which isn't a ton, and why I retired them. So I did have my center eyebrows pierced. I think last year or 2 years ago, we tried them. Did not work out. I just don't think I have the best anatomy for eyebrow piercings. They had bumps on them constantly. They were sore. I was constantly knocking them, like if I'm, you know, washing your face. I don't know. I just felt them to be very in the way. They weren't painful to get, but center eyebrow piercings are a very hard heal in general. You have a lot of movement like in your face there, and if you don't have enough of that ridge on your eyebrow, it just won't work out. So they grew out quite fast. I think I only had them the first time. I got them done a couple times because I'm like, I'm not giving up. I got this cute jewelry. Like, I want to keep trying. We tried different bar lengths, different types of jewelry. We went from 16 gauge to 14 gauge. Like, we did all the things that you could try and salvage these piercings. And like, at the end of the day, they were always red, irritated. Like, and like, once I have a piercing that's like ugly or like, it just looks like not happy, I take that shit out. I cannot. So I think I screwed around with them for, I think, about 6 months, maybe ish. And then I was like, you know what, we're calling it quits. And that's when I got these above my eyebrows, the dermals, and they've been great. So yeah, center eyebrows, difficult. They definitely left a bit of a scar as well. They're not super noticeable because I have my eyebrows tattooed and I've got so much going on around my eyebrows that you can't really notice. But yeah, hard piercing, would not recommend in my opinion. The next ones I had lip piercings in high school, just like very traditional, like snake bite style piercings that I don't know if I even had them at the same time. I think I kind of just like went back and forth. Anyways, never had them for a long time, but I could still get the jewelry through the hole even after having them for 10 years, like out for 10 years. I don't know why. But yeah, would not get them again. I found like I was constantly like playing with them and like biting on them and just, I don't know. They're cute in my opinion, but just not for me at this time in my life, or ever probably. The next ones that I retired, I had my traguses pierced on both sides, and I got them both at the same time, same day, and probably was like the worst decision because I could not sleep. Like, and then I ended up just getting fed up and being like, I'm gonna sleep on them. I don't care. Huge bumps on them all the time. Just was not working out. So I think I only had those for, again, 6 months. Took those out. They weren't painful to get, but the healing, in my opinion, was like just not worth it. But some people have their traguses pierced and it's like the easiest thing ever. So everyone's different. Everyone has different opinions on stuff like that. So, and yeah, I guess just like the center belly button was the one I took out. And then I had those dermals down my chest, which were very short-lived. I think I had 2. And yeah, those were wicked short-lived. It was in the time of like American Apparel V-necks. This is making me feel so old, but yeah. I was obsessed with the American Apparel V-necks and I always wanted to have like something there. But yet again, it was always exposed and I like scratched them and like ripped them out the one night and like I tried to put them back in. It was not fun. So those are the only ones that I've retired. But yeah, this is like a topic that I love talking about. If you have any more questions or anything, leave them down below. I respond to all comments. I love chatting on here and it's been super fun to like, yeah, just interact. And I have lots of more videos to come, lots of more videos, ideas. I'm posting once a week, just kind of like playing around with what day would be best for posting or when I'm going to be able to post, kind of a thing. So probably Monday, Tuesday would be the days, but I will definitely make a set schedule shortly. But yeah, once again, follow me on Instagram here. I'll put my main, and then I also have a second account, which is the same username as here, where I just post like random unaesthetic things about my life. So if you want to follow me there as well, I'll link it down below. And I will also mention my piercer and her Instagram below as well, because she is chef's kiss, love, 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 Anna for life. So yeah, thanks for joining again and letting me talk about my face. You know, it's definitely a topic. So yeah, hope you have a rad day.